What if I told you that something you trust every single morning, something you take believing it's protecting your health, could actually be slowly draining your energy, weakening your circulation, and quietly affecting your vitality? And the most dangerous part? You wouldn't feel it right away. No sudden warning. No dramatic symptoms. Just a slow shift. Less energy. Colder hands and feet. Weaker motivation. A quiet loss of confidence over time. And eventually, you start thinking, maybe this is just aging. But what if it's not? Let's be honest for a moment. Many people over 60 are doing everything right. They try to eat better. They stay active. They take vitamins every day. And yet, they still feel tired. Still notice weaker circulation. Still feel like something is missing. That quiet frustration, that feeling that your body is slowly slipping away from you. It's more common than you think. Now here's where things get uncomfortable. Because sometimes, the problem isn't what you're not doing. It's what you're doing every day, without questioning it. Your supplements.
Yes.
The very pills that promise. Heavy checkmark stronger bones. Heavy checkmark better immunity. Heavy checkmark more energy. Heavy checkmark healthy aging. Can in certain situations do the opposite. Not because they're bad on their own, but because of how they're used. Here's the truth most people never hear. Your body after 60 is not the same as it was at 30. It absorbs differently, processes nutrients differently, stores things differently. And this changes everything. Some vitamins, especially in high doses, don't just pass through your body. They accumulate, slowly, quietly, over time. And when they build up beyond what your body can handle, they start interfering with blood flow,
Hormone balance.
and nerve function, energy production. And this is where many people get misled. Because the symptoms don't feel like toxicity. They feel like aging. You feel more tired, so you take more supplements. You feel weaker, so you try another formula. You feel less like yourself, so you assume it's just time catching up. But what if some of those changes are actually reversible? Before we go deeper, I want to ask you something simple. Backhand index pointing right, do you currently take vitamins or supplements daily? Be honest with yourself, because what you're about to learn might change how you look at them forever. Let's start with one of the most commonly recommended nutrients in the world. A vitamin that almost everyone over 60 has heard about, and many take every single day. Warning: vitamin D, helpful, but not always harmless. Vitamin D is often called the sunshine vitamin. And yes, in the right amount, it plays an important role in heavy checkmark bone health, heavy checkmark immune support, heavy checkmark overall well-being. But here's the part rarely discussed. Vitamin D is fat-soluble, which means your body stores it. It doesn't just leave when there's too much. Now, imagine this. You take a daily supplement. You eat fortified foods. Maybe you even take a multivitamin. Day after day, month after month, year after year. Without realizing it, your levels can slowly rise higher than needed. And when they go too high, your body begins to react. You might notice unusual fatigue, mental fog, reduced motivation, changes in circulation. But you wouldn't immediately think, this is too much vitamin D. Instead, you think, I'm just getting older. And that's the trap. Because when levels get too high, it can affect calcium balance, blood vessel flexibility, hormonal signaling. And over time, this can influence how your body feels, moves, and responds. Now here's the key point. Backhand index pointing right, the issue isn't vitamin D itself. It's taking it blindly, without knowing your actual levels. That's why one of the smartest steps you can take is simple. Heavy checkmark test before you supplement. Heavy checkmark adjust based on real data. Heavy checkmark avoid unnecessary high doses. Because more is not always better, especially after 60. And this brings us to the next hidden problem. A nutrient that many people take for vision and skin, but often don't realize how easily it can build up. Warning: vitamin A, the silent accumulator. Vitamin A has a great reputation. You've probably heard it helps with heavy checkmark vision, heavy checkmark skin health, heavy checkmark immune support, and it does, in the right form and amount. But here's what most people don't realize. Vitamin A is also stored in the body, primarily in the liver. And over time, especially with high-dose supplements, that storage can turn into overload. The tricky part? It doesn't show up immediately. Instead, it builds slowly and may contribute to a low energy, reduced vitality, general discomfort, hormonal imbalance over time. Again, nothing dramatic, just subtle changes that feel like aging. But here's something important. Backhand index pointing right, you don't need high-dose supplements to get vitamin A. Your body handles it much better from real food sources like carrots, leafy greens, eggs, because food comes with natural balance. Supplements often don't. Warning: iron energy booster or hidden overload. Iron is often marketed as an energy solution. And yes, it's essential for oxygen transport. But here's the problem. Backhand index pointing right, many adults, especially men over 60, already have enough. Sometimes even too much. Unlike other nutrients, your body has no easy way to remove excess iron. So, it accumulates. And over time, excess iron may increase oxidative stress, affect circulation, influence energy levels. But again, it doesn't feel obvious. It feels like, I'm just more tired than I used to be, which leads many people to take even more supplements. And the cycle continues. Warning: vitamin B6, the unexpected risk. This one surprises a lot of people, because vitamin B6 is often seen as completely safe. It's water-soluble, so most people assume extra just gets flushed out. But in higher doses over time, B6 can affect nerve function. Early signs might include tingling, numbness, sensitivity changes, and these symptoms are often dismissed as
Aging.
circulation issues, joint problems, when in reality, the cause could be something as simple as a daily supplement. Balance scale. So what's the real problem? Here's the truth. Backhand index pointing right, the issue is not nutrients. Backhand index pointing right, the issue is how they're delivered. When nutrients come from real food, heavy check mark, they are balanced. Heavy check mark, they are absorbed naturally. Heavy check mark, they come with supporting compounds. But in isolated high-dose form, they can overwhelm the system. Your body was designed for complex nutrition, not megadoses. Green salad, the smarter approach, simple and natural. Instead of chasing high-dose supplements, focus on consistency with real food. Heavy check mark for energy.
Eggs. Fish.
Whole foods rich in B vitamins. Heavy check mark for circulation. Leafy greens.
Beets.
Natural antioxidants. Heavy check mark for vitality. Nuts and seeds. Healthy fats. Balanced meals. These support your body without overwhelming it. You don't need extreme changes. You don't need complicated systems. And you definitely don't need to overload your body. Sometimes, the smartest thing you can do is step back, simplify, and support your body the way it was designed to be supported. Because real health doesn't come from more pills. It comes from better balance. If this made you think differently about your daily routine, take a moment and reflect on what you're currently using. And if you found this helpful, subscribe for more simple, realistic, and practical health insights.